Hello and welcome back to the Revival of Shrek Superslam podcast. I'm Grasshopper and we're going to go through the Slam tier list today. We each have very interesting takes on the Slams. Some a little
Interesting is an
weird.
understatement.
Interesting.
And you're one to talk. Yours is interesting as well.
No, I'm right.
No, you were definitely not right.
You are really wrong, but sure.
No, he's based. He's based. Look, Anthrax is A tier. Look, he's based.
Although the weird thing is, the only Dronky main we have in the group didn't put Dronky at top. So
I know that was really surprising.
I wonder why.
Dude, my character isn't even that busted, dude.
Character's not even broken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to go through 1 through 10, and then we're going to go through the rest in 2 weeks because these guys are boring.
great excuse.
That's a fact.
Alright, I'll start off with number 1, which we all unanimously, except for Grasshopper, put as Dronky.
Yep. Well, we'll just go in order of the slides, like explaining why we have Dronky as number 1. I can tell you why he's number 1. I feel like Dronky is the only character in the game, maybe Red Riding Hood, but probably Dronky only, that has an inescapable slam, like, at top level. I don't know if you guys have seen any Squeechu sets before, but Squeechu has never missed a slam before. He only needs 2 in order to slam the opponent. It is quite literally impossible to escape it, because the fireballs that, like, spit out sideways. They go, like, I don't know, they just make it so that, like, even if you jump over his first slam, he'll just drop down and then do his slam again, and then you have no more jumps or no more options to escape it, and then he slams you. But even then, he's still going to get you the first time. He doesn't need to confirm his slam at all. It's just, he can just throw it out. He doesn't need to confirm it. So, yeah, Broken Slam, best one in the game.
Alright, Grasshopper, your turn.
Alright, so I'm explaining why Red Riding Hood is the best, right?
Yeah.
We're all going for S tier first. Okay. So, Red Riding Hood, it's like a vortex, a black hole of despair, her slam. And she could just throw you into it, and the opponent, it's literally an inescapable slam on maps like the Box and to a lesser extent Geppetto's Workshop. Romeo Drive, you could probably camp away, but even then she could just throw you in while you're pressured and focusing too much on the slam. But yeah, that's why she's top.
Could do, really. Yeah, that's kind of just the basic strategy anyone can do, for the most part. Except for Puss.
Basically,
Puss is bad.
Yeah, he is bad. Basically, to conclude, Red Riding Hoods, I think, is the definition of inescapable, and
Inescapable. Let's go.
Yeah, like you can't escape it. Dronkies, you have at least a slight chance at escaping. Like, I've seen some top players avoid Dronky Slam. It's not impossible. But Red Riding Hoods is just no. Anyway, that's my take.
Alright, now there's me. Alright, Dronky is number 1. Before, I thought it wasn't even close, but then I was like, oh wait, Red Riding Hood and Luna exist. Dronky, it doesn't fucking matter that it's not technically impossible to escape, because if you want to escape it, you have to put yourself in such a bad position that it doesn't matter, and that Dronky can be wherever he wants during his slime, basically, because Dronky can just move really damn fast, and he has all his jumps, he has his options, he moves fast, he has projectile that comes out and will hit you, and he will, like, he doesn't need an opening at all. He just doesn't need an opening to get a slam. He can get it for free, which is kind of a thing that all the S tiers have. None of them really need an opening. But Dronky, I think, is the best of these because it's because of just the sheer bullshit that this character has in terms of how fast he goes and all the things, and also because I don't really know anything about Red Riding Hood, so I can't really like comment on that bit other than just bandwagoning off of the rest of you guys. Hanks.
All right. So I kind of agree with Small Child Lord that there has to be like literally no opening for Donkey, and it lasts forever. If you know your opponent's on the other side of the map, it doesn't really matter almost what map it is. You're just like, okay, well I can still reach them. You know you can reach them with your slam. The thing is, if they're maybe good or fast enough, they can still get away in theory if they get over you fast enough. But you know, in theory, you would be able to reach anywhere on the map if it's like because you can have such amazing verticality. You have insane speed. You have projectiles that literally go fucking everywhere. Like it's like an AoE like Gingy has almost if you just spin a bit, and you go all over the map and really fast. Like if a Dronky has its slam, you will not. You kind of want to get him out. Like you kind of want to attack him and take his slam away, but you know that it's super super risky. Like you don't want to go near him either. That's my mindset at least. I don't want to go near him, but I know if I don't, I'll die as well. It's like an inescapable death.
Yeah. You might as well just try and be overly aggressive against him because you will get slammed anyway. So there's literally no point not to go for it. I do not believe that this is escapable at all.
It also
All of the S
it
tier
also
slams
comes
are
out
just
too.
like honestly, all of like the super top tier slams, they're all just kind of like you can't escape them at all ever.
Well, I disagree with some of the things people put at S tier, but I guess we'll get to that
For
later.
the most part.
My S tier is kind of big. I
Yeah.
would say that there's in my opinion, there's only two truly inescapable, maybe only one. Although I do think Red Riding Hood's is inescapable. However, the reason why I can't put her above Drunky, and this is my refutation to Grasshopper's point, she has to work harder to make hers inescapable, whereas Drunky just flies up and spits the projectiles everywhere. She actually has to like go for the air grab and stuff, or reposition herself so that like her picnic basket will suck them in and kill them. She just has to work a little bit harder for it, but it doesn't really matter. They're both probably inescapable. So, that's just my only thing. That's my only thing with that.
Yeah.
Once it comes down to like both of them being inescapable, it's all about how easy it is at that point.
Yeah.
You actually make a valid point. I never considered that.
Yeah. So Grasshopper, what makes Dronky a full tier below Red Riding Hood, huh?
Well, if it's a full tier, basically how I did the tiers was S is pretty much perfect, like the perfect slam, and A is like when just microscopic flaws come into play, and then it gets worse and worse and worse. So Drunky's flaws stem from the fact that at least let's just say in theory, in a perfect world where your opponent is so shit at Dronky and could not confirm the slam, and you have a fair chance of running away. The C stick has its limits to how far it can go up. You can't go up that far. You could go far enough, but well,
isn't that kind of banking on the errors of the Dronky player then?
well, yes and no. It's the capabilities of the slam as well. Take that factor taken into consideration. I think Drunky's slam can struggle against opponents who have reached pretty much the ceiling of the map and have air camped, and if they've distanced
So
themselves,
against other Dronkies, basically.
Yeah, that I'm hearing.
yeah, basically if they've distanced themselves, if they're full screen distance away from the Dronky player, they still have to get to the other side of the stage, and the projectiles can only go so far. So that's plenty of time to start air camping all over again for the opponent. But
that would be
okay, let's get it.
Specific, yeah.
Well, yeah, better characters could do it, but still, regardless, the point still stands. Dronky is not it. like impossible to get away from. And now to the positives. Like you all said, ton of projectiles, the ability to move, and it comes out very quick, which is extra broken. And you can do this trick on Romeo Drive where you start out on the platform, and if your opponent's on the ground, you could just you could cut off all their escape options trying to get off the ground. Like, you've pretty much pinned them to the ground. They're screwed. They can't get away from it at that point if you activate the slam on the balcony and fly downwards when your opponent's on the floor.
That's actually a good point. I actually never thought about that. It's just all the more reason as to why it's so good. It's inescapable, quite literally.
Dumb.
Yeah. Now, before I move on, I'm not saying that Dronky is way worse than Red Riding Hood, but what I'm saying is that he is worse than Red Riding Hood by like 1%. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Interesting take.
Yeah.
For me, I literally just put Red Riding Hood at number 2 because I saw everyone else put Red Riding Hood at number 2, and I couldn't figure out why it was so good the entire time. I was like, wait, because when I was playing against the bot, I never got an opportunity to do. It was like I never play. I didn't play at all, and I played against a bot, and I was like, why is this bot running into me? I want to see what's good, what's bad about this slam at all. What's good about it without summing me up, man. I don't know. But then
I actually have an answer for that.
What?
Balconies. Balconies are bad for Red Riding Hood. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That is the big issue with her slam, in my opinion, is that you could
drive.
Yeah. However, obviously she can just throw you into it, which is still pretty OP. But she, like I said, she has to work for that.
Yeah.
And which still makes it inescapable, because she probably, unless the opponent is Dronky, she probably has like really good movement against them, like to the extent where it's going to be really hard to run away from her, like before she can start the slam again, if that makes any sense. Yeah, she'll be able to start the slam again, even if they run away, because everybody has to land eventually.
Yeah. And then there is Hank, who I don't think can really say anything that no one else has said.
I'd say there's unfortunately not much more to add. I could fully agree with everything that has been said.
Yeah.
Except for
So,
with
we should
Grasshopper,
probably
I still think Red Riding Hood should be above Dronky.
Yeah. I think at that point, just go on to number 3, baby.
Honestly, I think we should do like a snake order at this point, since like Hank is going to be last every single time. I want like, I want Hank to start off sometimes, And besides, I want to hear what he says for this, because this is ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, everybody knows I play only Pinocchio, so I got the intel. Okay, I got lots of game statistics. I got info that you guys just don't have. And some people might call it biased, but I'm just calling. These are just facts. Okay. Now hear me out. Pinocchio Slam lasts forever. It's very long. Depending on if you spam the special attack button where it moves forward, then of course your time will be less, I guess. But it takes forever. You can literally just wait while if you're in the box, while your opponent is just jumping at the ceiling, waiting for you to run out, and at some point they'll have to land. And when you are good enough, I'm not saying I could do it every time, but let's say you're flawless, you could just get them every time they land on the floor. Your slam lasts longer than they could jump on the wall. There's a few difficult spots to reach, like a Romeo Drive, the balcony. Like, I've been practicing a bit, but it takes a single, like, charge of Pinocchio Slam. Well, not like charge, but, like when he moves forward once to get up there. And once you're up there, you can just spam your special attack button so you move forward really fast and still catch them off guard. Like, you have so much power as Pinocchio to choose, like, whether to go fast or slow with your slam. It's so flexible. That makes it so good, in my opinion. You're not stuck. You move all over the place. It takes forever. And I've played a lot of games, and it barely ever happens that I can't hit someone with my slam unless, I fuck up or panic or last second stuff, that I need to hit a slam to win the game. But in theory, if you just play it, if you can play Pinocchio really good, like, it should be there. Don't you dare cough. Don't you dare Sound like I'm wrong?
Oh my god.
Alright, Hank, here's my issue with this. Alright? I have run away from your slam on several occasions. Alright?
Yes,
This
a
is
slam, but not the full slam bar.
No. One time, I picked Huff and Puff Wolf, and what I did was I swoosed from one corner to another, and your slam ran out by the time like you couldn't get high enough to catch me, and your
Okay,
slam
that
wasn't faster than my swoosh.
That
It
was
was-
back in the day when I didn't know I could press the B button to charge up my slam to go faster every time. Nowadays,
Next tournament, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pick Huff and Puff Wolf, and I'm gonna run away from your slam, and you're gonna see your slam is not very good.
yeah, my slam is way faster. Like I go so fast. I'm pretty sure Pinocchio's slam like movement is the fastest out of all of them.
Yeah,
Out of the movement ones,
Yes,
You're probably
100%.
maybe.
yeah, out of the movement ones, you're probably right. It's not the fastest slam.
Yeah.
But
per
still,
se,
you can
but
go
it's-
from one side to the other side as the fastest for sure.
Yeah. And I will say, like, he does have some versatility in his movement, but the issue is, it's very like staggered. I guess if that's a good word. Like it.
Yes, I know
And the
he's throwing.
the hitbox for it is very specific. Like it's not as forgiving as most other hitboxes in this game.
True.
Which is why I don't really think it's all that great. And
So, I mean,
there's no way.
Even if it's not forgiving, that doesn't necessarily make it bad, right? That just makes it hard.
No, it makes it harder to hit, and that makes it worse.
Okay, but the only weak part that you have to admit is verticality, in theory, because you can't reach up there. But the good thing about it is the slam lasts long enough that sometimes, not all the time, I gotta say, people just don't have enough jumps anymore. They have to land at some
But
point.
what if they're on
And-
somewhere like Romeo Drive?
Like I said, you can reach the balcony.
Yeah, but what if they jump off?
Yeah.
Now you
Oh, you
spend
don't
all that
have to.
time trying to get on the balcony, but they've already jumped off, and now you have to get
No,
off the balcony, and then they'll just jump on it again. Your slam is gone, and then you do that over and over again, and then you lose your slam.
No, you are fast enough. If you would pull off your slam in the bottom left corner, it takes a single like little bit going forward to go up, and then I'm pretty sure you have 4 or 5 left, and you can definitely catch them off guard there. But you can go after them pretty fast. If you jump off the balcony and spam your B, you will fly after them faster. They can get away. Trust me, I've hit that multiple times. It's difficult. Gotta say, you gotta hit it pretty precise, and I can't do it every time. But if you know how to hit it, you will hit it every time. And, like, it
So,
requires more
I don't
skill
think-
than others. That's
Perhaps.
also what I have to say.
Which is another reason why it should be put lower, in my opinion. If it's harder to get the slam, then it's not as good.
Yes, but
At
once you're
least
really good at it,
practically.
I'm seeing it as if you were really good at it. Let's put it like that. If you could do it perfectly, then, you know,
Maybe
You did it.
I can see it going up a tier, but there's no way that it's the third best in the game. That is pretty ridiculous, in my opinion.
Yeah, having it be being the third best in the game, it's competing very fiercely with other characters like this one, or you know, he's competing very, very much with like a lot of characters like in these B tiers, and you know, other and like not you.
let you know what, you guys been talking about shit about my Pinocchio, but let's see what the others have at third place, because I have to disagree with a few of those. Well, one of them as well. I wonder who that could be.
Explain
Get the bad
yourself,
opinions out of the
bitch.
way first.
Explain yourself, Incrediboy.
Are you on acid? Like, how could you put Anthrax third?
Are you
I'll
Vorak
explain
too?
why. Yes.
Okay, how do you make
So
a question?
I've played against Anthrax, against Vorak a few times. He was a pretty solid Anthrax, and that slam, whenever he got it, yeah, Anthrax is slow moving.
Yeah.
The mobility, I honestly think the bright spots outshine the negatives, because you have the clouds.
Yeah, that is the
They-
only bright thing is the rainbow coming out of its ass. That is bright, but the rest I disagree. But sure,
Yeah,
I'll
alright.
let you
The
finish,
clouds-
Grasshopper.
The brightest thing is the shit.
That would be in D tier. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Shrek. So Anthrax. So yeah, the clouds. She produces a lot of clouds. They cover a lot of ground. They're difficult to run away from once she gets close enough in the opponent's face. It cuts off all the escape options, and the opponent has to work harder to find a safe landing. And even then, Anthrax still has, like, her body becomes invincible of slam. She'll hit you and you're screwed. And she has lots of mobility. She still has the jumps, I believe. And being able to move around while you're in a slam is a huge plus.
But the problem is, like, with Anthrax, like, Anthrax is much worse at it than even like you, or like even you, or potentially you, probably you. Like, Anthrax is just worse at moving around. Like Anthrax can't really move very well, like, at all, compared to like basically any other moving slam in the game. Anthrax is painfully slow and really only has the clouds. But otherwise, it's very easy to camp this slam out on on pretty much any stage.
I would say easy. I wouldn't say easy,
but easy, but it's
reliable. I will say, whenever I played against Vorak and he would pick Anthrax, he would do something. I've never seen anybody do this, but he actually made her slam like really fast. I don't know how he did it. All I know is that it felt way faster than like when I did it. And I asked him, how did you make it fast? And he would never tell. And I've asked people, like Provider and stuff, how did he make her slam fast? And even he doesn't know. Nobody knows. Borak took that secret to the grave. Nobody knows.
Gnomios is also pretty fast. The Gnomios
hacked the game
Anthrax
is...
It's not just Vorak. I've played against Gnomios Anthrax last weekend in a tourney on Fat Boy, and he zoomed across the map. He went vertical so fast and got to me. Like, I still kind of escaped since, well, it's Anthrax, but he made it. He made Anthrax seem fast, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe they just know something that we don't. I don't understand.
Nomio is Vorak. That's the only explanation.
I actually have no idea. I have no idea what they're doing.
If you could do that, Anthrax would probably be an A tier, but I still wouldn't think that Anthrax would be the best or third best.
If I knew how to do like the fast thing that those two have been doing, I would actually probably agree with where Grasshopper would put her. I
would still probably
testing her myself, she is much worse. However, making her fast, that might do something different. So maybe if Nomio finally decides to speak, maybe we'll find out how to make Anthrax's slam fast. Because I'm not a
so it doesn't matter.
Well, okay, so if Anthrax can do the fast thing, then she's A tier.
Correct.
Yeah, you're probably correct if she's fast.
Though
However,
she'd probably still be below like you, or you maybe even. I don't know.
Well, you're one to speak. You're one to speak, SCL. You've got her quite ridiculously low, but I guess we'll talk about that next time.
Yeah. Luna is definitely third, in my opinion. Luna is like a shittier version of Drunkies, in a way.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, which is kind of why it's in the same tier. Luna could probably go into A tier, but like, honestly, it's not entirely inescapable. Like, there's not nothing you can do, but there is not a whole lot you can do, like, at all versus this character slam. Just the raining stars on you going fast as, like, yeah, like, it's... She has drunky mobility, it's just that the projectiles aren't bullshit, so she is slightly worse. You can kind of avoid it sometimes.
Yep. That's pretty much what it is. The way that I see Luna, because I have Luna in the same place, the way that I see her is, it's not inescapable, but it is very hard to escape. Even played perfectly, it is played perfectly. It's still not inescapable, but it's just really, really hard to escape. Obviously, her downfall is the projectiles go downwards instead of sideways like Bronchi, because the sideways thing is like really busted because it can catch a
Yeah.
downward fall, but this one has a little bit harder time doing so.
Yeah.
So, but you don't really need to confirm her slam, even though you're going to every single
Yeah,
time.
it's
But this tier
I was
list is
about to
not
say.
based off of slam confirms at all.
Confirm. No. You kind of explained it already. So.
Yeah. I agree with everything that you said.
But
It's
I
not
disagree.
inescapable.
Why do you disagree?
Well, I've played against Grasshoppers Luna quite a bit, and if he doesn't confirm his slam, it is pretty easy to get away. Well, not easy, but still
I mean-
definitely doable to get away from Luna's slam. Since
I mean,
I
that's
feel like
kind
she's
of
almost just as
Grasshopper.
fast as you are.
Grasshopper isn't like perfect with his slam, but none of
Oh,
us
still,
are.
you can swoosh away pretty easily from her slam. I think like, it's not that fast. I mean, it's fast, but your movement is about just as fast. So if you just always try and stay as far away as possible from her, while in her slam, let's say in the box, don't let her drive you into a corner. You should be fine.
But she will though because it's once you swoosh, like you gotta swoosh away, right? But
Yeah.
she's already positioned herself in her slam so that she can catch your next movement away. That's what makes her slam so good.
Yeah.
Like imagine like you swooshed into a corner. You're not gonna get out of there because
Yeah, that's
she
why
can
you
just
shouldn't.
position herself outside of the corner.
Yeah. Even
Roll
if you
up.
escape the first slam, you're not escaping the second.
Yeah, but you can still get under her. That's the thing as well. Like you guys are talking about the falling stars. I'm pretty sure I've never been hit by that thing. It's mostly herself. Like the stars are just absolutely useless. You can still get under her since most of the Lunas go up when they slam.
Honestly, that is true. That is a very valid point.
Lunas are indeed bad at video games.
That really is the weakness. That is the weakness to her slam is that the stars actually don't fall very far at all. It's mostly like you just have to hit them with yourself.
Yeah.
But it's still OP. Like you can she flies. You can just pick a direction to go. Like she can go wherever she wants. Just may not be as fast as you, but you can still like get cornered by her.
All
Alright,
Now
well,
we're starting to get
let's
to
see
a
about
point.
number 4.
Number 4 is where literally where basically everything is different.
No, we
Is
have
it?
the same number for SCL.
Oh yeah, we do. But these two are
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
already talked about Luna, kind of.
Yeah. So I'll go Grasshopper. Actually, yeah, you go to your number 4.
That's Luna. Well, but let's hear Grasshopper's take on it since he actually plays Luna.
Okay, well, you all pretty much mentioned stuff that I was already thinking of, like the downward stars and stuff, but if I were to say something new, I would probably mention that just swooses, like, use it even after the second slam. I know you said, Hank, that the first swoosh you could get away from it, but honestly just keep swoosing even after the first slam, and I think it's even more doable to avoid Luna's slam, and even worse if you're against someone like Huff and Puff who can just run away very well at ease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
pretty
agree
much
with
it.
All right. So me and Jake have the same exact number 4 being Fiona, but with Jake it's in the same tier as the top 3. With me it's in a separate tier. So
I mean, I can explain that.
yeah, why do you believe that Fiona is in the same tier?
I think it's very similar to Luna's, where it's almost inescapable, but it still is. But you have to be like a god. Like you have to be like probably, I would say top 4 of all time. That level, that's probably the only people who can get away from a perfect Fiona's slam. But it is still really, really, really hard. Like most of the time, they will still get hit by it. And the big thing with it is Fiona goes really fast during her slam, like way faster than she is before. So it's very hard to swoosh away from her slam. And so that's definitely an edge that she has over Luna. However, where it falls is the range and how long each shuriken like thing lasts. because you get 3, which is like really cool. That's really OP, but it does not last very long, and the range of it is not all that great. So you really, a lot of the time, you have to be on top of them. It's very rare that like it'll go like some crazy like the farthest distance one is gonna hit. I can only think of like one time that happened, like Scrub vs. Nomeo. I think that happened one time. That was pretty sick. But most of the time, that doesn't really happen. It's just you outmaneuvered your opponent because Fiona is just crazy fast during her slam, and so she gets it. But yeah, it does not have a lot of range, and that's why it's not as good as Luna's. But it's definitely above the rest of the people in A tier, just because like she has more movement and she can hit people that are in the air pretty consistently, and that's really the big difference between S and A. A tier, it hits people on the ground consistently, like every single time, but in the air, like they don't do it all the time. But S tier, they hit ground and air all the time.
I think
Yeah.
I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Partially agree. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, to me,
I still think
Fiona's slam is super duper good, but I don't think it's in the same tier. Mostly because like the other two are just the top 3 slams are just bullshit. Fiona's slam actually does have a level of counterplay to it that the top 3 don't really have. I mean, Luna does kind of have a little bit of counterplay, but with Fiona, it's definitely a little more pronounced. Really, I think, like Fiona's, the biggest weakness is straight up the startup of the move. If we were talking strictly like whether you're hitting this in neutral versus a good player, it's like here, honestly, like.
No, I disagree. I've seen Scrub have a really hard time running away from that slam.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard to run away from.
Yeah.
If used by a good player.
No, the thing is, you can bait it. That's what I would say. You could kind of almost make it feel like, okay, now I need to throw my shurikens to hit, and then an air dash. I'm pretty sure if you air dash right on time, you can get away from every shuriken every time.
Yeah.
I'm willing to put my life on that fact that if you just air dash just before she does it, you air dash further than her shurikens reach. So in theory, you could always get away. There is so easy, well, not easy, but such a simple way of counterplaying it. And you can bait it. With Luna, you just press it and you just go
not
after
really,
the person the whole
like,
time.
with that, you're risking just dying you're just risking death. Anyway, to like a
True.
confirm.
But if in theory it was the third shurikens or something, and she misses, and you go down faster than she does, and you grab her while she lands on the floor, boom, you got her. It's not just baiting out the last bit of shurikens; it's also getting her fully out of her slam.
Yeah.
Because it takes some time charging it up, I think.
It does.
Honestly,
It takes a lot of
like,
time, actually.
Really, like, the thing with Fiona's slam, it's kind of that she just, like, within the context of, like, what you're able to do, Fiona's slam is incredible, because getting that last hit is super good because it gives you the movement speed from the slam for 3 seconds if you choose, and then it also gives you the hit stun of a slam, which can confirm into another slam, which can loop into itself. Like on Romeo Drive, if you get the last bit of a slam and they get the wrong slam event, they just die again. And
that is true.
She can confirm into that last hit, which is super strong. Like the fact that she has that last hit really, really makes it scary, because it makes it so you can potentially die twice for getting hit once.
Okay, but let me give you the best counter argument. Okay, hear me out. She sometimes misses her confirmed slam. Everybody's seen it when someone's fucking dead on the floor, lying on the floor in front of Fiona. She has her slam after doing her combo, and she just fucking misses. All of the shurikens go right by the person lying dead on the floor.
Error, though. That's mostly like a player error thing.
There is a way to get it every time. However, if you mashed out really fast, it would not hit. So I guess that's the difference. But it's I don't know. We're not really talking about confirming slam. It's more about like raw slam
Yeah, like
and
raw
neutral.
slam, like raw, like
True.
raw slam. Fiona might be lower. Just purely raw slam based on the slam alone.
Well,
Probably like
Okay.
that's what this was based on.
yeah.
So
Yeah, true. But I
But
mean,
like with
still,
Fiona,
it's
I was like, but like the last hit is good, but like, I don't know.
I feel like the hitbox is a bit
Fiona,
janky with the
it's
shurikens, a
it's
bit
weird.
inaccurate.
Fiona is weird with me because it's like Fiona's is like good, but it's like but it also feels like versus some players like scrub. Whenever I play against like a good player, it's like, well, what do I do? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So a top tier player doesn't struggle with the slam at all. If it and we kind of are assuming that's what are we even going for? Top tier players, mid tier players, starters.
I would assume we're
I
going for
think we're
top tier
going for
players.
everyone.
we're talking about like top tier. It's not like theory. It's just like
The
what
practice.
reasonably could be played.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why I would say. I mean, Fiona has easy, well, not easy, but just counterplay, and that's why I think it should be lower. Because some of
Yeah.
the others will also have counterplay, but I mean, it's a bit different. The
I mean,
counterplay to it.
it's not particularly different. I still think like Fiona's is whack. Fiona's whack. Either way. And
We got
now we're on to number
no,
5.
we haven't done Hanks.
Unless, oh yeah, you.
We haven't done Hanks 4.
I haven't done my four yet.
Oh yeah,
And
you're
I've
4. You
Fiona
got
Ogre
Fiona
there.
Ogre. You fucking ogre.
Okay, now hear me out. I have played a bit against Fiona Ogre. It ain't much. It's not a lot of people play it. I mean, Jake plays it, and I have to say, I mean, on the one hand, it's such a double-edged sword. If you can hide behind something, yeah, the person Fiona can't do shit. Okay, she's just absolutely fucked. There's not much you can do. You can just hide behind it, and the singing bubbles won't reach you. On the other hand, in a box like the map, you just gotta run. You gotta fucking run. And the slam lasts quite some time, so even after you maybe don't get hit by the first one, she could just instantly go for a second. There is no. It's pretty fast. I mean, it's you stay away from her. You're not like hanging right above her. So it goes pretty high. It goes pretty vertical and horizontal. It's just everywhere. And it's also random how the bells go. Like I'm just gonna call them bells, like these song bell thingies that just fly around.
Yeah, the
It's
notes.
the notes, yeah, whatever it's called. I feel like they go everywhere. You could just get hits. Like I was playing as Jake on Romeo Drive, and I was hiding behind the balcony. I was like, oh, the balcony is just gonna eat those up. Nope. Just I thought it was gonna hit the balcony. It flew up a little bit and then went down a little bit again, since they just float a little bit. Boom, got hit. It reaches pretty far. But the thing is, if like let's say the old box, like with the little what is it, square in the middle, you just stand on the other side
Template.
and the balls would reach you. Yeah, mega templates. I mean, it just couldn't reach you. So it's kind of map dependent. But since we're gonna go for comp play, like I would say like 99% of the maps is good. Geppetto's doesn't have good hiding spots. Romeo would be balcony, but that's pretty inconsistent. And the box, you just have to run for your fucking life. Is the best way I can put it. And there's not much faking out the slam either. Like the person who's doing the slam will just try and aim after you, and kind of guess where you go. But still, if you do it wrong, you're just getting caught right in it. There's not
Yeah.
much escaping it. I mean, there's a chance since it's still little bells, you might get a little spot where there's none. But I have to say, it is pretty high tier up.
Yeah, I actually do think it is fairly high tier. I mean, we all agree
It's
that's
a
A tier.
it's a good slam. However, I think all right, you're that one instance on Romeo Drive where like the note went up and then went down a little bit. I got really lucky there. That is not something that I could consistently pull off. Her slam is countered by Romeo Drive, in my opinion, which is the entire reason why I don't have her there. On the box, yes, she should be below Fiona, I would say. However, I don't there's just another slam that I think is more versatile than hers. Than
Yeah.
but it's not a bad slam at all, and I really like it.
Yeah, like to me, like I found a fifth here. If we're gonna move on to fifth here, like
Yeah, we can move on to fifth.
Fiona Ogre. Honestly, I feel like the biggest strength to this slam is its speed in terms of startup. It's fast.
Nope. No. It is actually very slow.
Well,
It is a very slow startup.
I think I agree.
Maybe it just feels a lot faster than it is. I don't know.
It feels fast when you're away from her. When I confirm it, it is actually really slow. It is way slower than most other startups.
Yeah.
It's
I
as
do
bad
agree.
as Shrek's startup, I think.
Oh shit.
No,
I
no,
would
Shrek is
argue it's
worse.
worse. I would argue it's worse.
Oh,
What?
really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you guys need to use it. Like confirming it from an air grab that it's actually kind of hard. It is not as fast as you guys think that it is.
Oh, I mean, yeah. But even so, the how big it is, its size is so good. It's so big. It covers a lot. It is kind of similar to it's like a shitty version of Red Riding Hood Slam, honestly. In a way.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, you go.
yeah, like it kind of like Red Riding Hood. Like if you're on like Romeo Drive, it's hard to get. And if you're on any other stage, well, fuck you. I mean, you're getting hit either way. It doesn't matter. Get that ass into the slam, little boy. But it's just worse in the fact that it's just less inescapable basically, and it's also just really hard to hit on Romeo Drive comparatively. And also that Fiona Ogre is slower.
Yeah. You're getting there. You're getting there. I just think you guys need to use it.
Yeah.
And you might still put it where it is. It's good, and a really cheesy strat is to just go to the center of the box. Go to the center of the box, and then you'll cover practically everywhere, except for like the tiny corners. But then you can just walk forward a little bit and then cover the corners, and you're probably gonna get it.
Yeah.
But
This is how you do it. Yeah, exactly.
exactly. But the biggest issue that it has, one, is the Romeo balcony. I think that's actually an issue, and two, the startup lag. There's something else. It's inconsistent. It's inconsistent. Sometimes the notes will just not hit for some reason.
True.
Notes.
But that's a little bit more rare. But sometimes the notes don't hit. But it's a really good slam. It's just
But that's the same with.
it's a little bit worse than some other ones.
It's the same with Fiona Stars and Pinocchio's nose. I mean, nothing in this game is consistent because, well, it's Shrek Superslam. It's kind of spaghetti code.
Very true.
Yeah, we're playing. It's like Marco Polo went from the Asias to Italy and brought Shrek Superslam instead of pasta.
I wonder how different the future would have been.
Not very.
So much better. So many more players in our player base. Probably some Italians as well. Finally, we don't have any Italians.
That is true. I don't know if we've ever had an Italian ever play in tournaments. So
there are more people.
To the Italians, you could be first. You could be the first one.
The Italians.
Yeah, it's all
the best in
Italian
Italy.
people watch this but don't play the game. Yeah.
I don't think there's very much overlap there. But yeah. But by the way, we discriminate very heavily against Italians. Fuck you.
I don't know if that's true.
Just because you do small child, it doesn't mean the rest of us do.
Yeah. And what's this we business? I don't know.
Yeah, it's yeah.
You smoke weed too?
Yeah. No.
No, that's just you.
Okay.
Grass in quotation marks.
Correct. No fun.
You got me.
Guess not for
Yeah, let's see Jake's fin.
My
I kinda
turn.
want
My turn.
explanation.
All right.
Your turn. It's
All right.
Jake's turn.
This slam is OP. All right. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this one. You probably haven't because
I've
you
seen
didn't
it,
put
like,
it
once.
best. This slam is so good. All right. Couple of things. All right. This thing is really fast. The startup is instant. It's probably one of the fastest startups in the game, I would say, for a slam.
The fact that we can't say this for a fact is so sad.
All right. Two. The fireball is probably the fastest thing in all of Shrek Superslam. I don't think there was a single thing that is
Robin's arrow
faster.
fully charged?
No, I would actually argue this is faster.
Argue.
So you could, all right, if you're on the ground and even like pop up in the air,
Let's
like
argue
it
about
will
the
hit you.
subjective
It will hit
statements.
you from quite literally anywhere in the stage. All right, so you got those two factors. The fireballs are huge. They are massive. They will cover a full jump, by the way. And
They're
and
big.
three, there are four of these fireballs. All right, there are four of them. So even if they double jump, like they're probably gonna barely be in the air, like long enough to escape this. But then he's just gonna slam again, and then it's just gonna be this really like hard timing of trying to escape his slam, and it's gonna be really hard, really tough challenge. The fact that the fireball just travels instantly to the other side of the stage means that you can use this slam wherever you are, so you can be really safe. It will not get stolen from you at all, which is a huge plus that many other slams do not have, just because of how fast at the startup it is, and also how long it goes. Yeah, this is an OP slam. Very hard to escape. Very hard to
Yeah, it is a
escape,
very, yeah, it is a
and
very good slam.
it will hit you on the ground anywhere, no matter what. So if he can catch landings with it, it's just really good slam. It is not as good as the other ones because he can't move during it.
Yeah.
And that is the only reason why.
Yeah, pretty much. And
Well,
now
the only
times,
counters to him
and
are
grasshopper
Romeo
grab.
Drive. I think Romeo Drive's a counter to a slam, but
It is.
that's
It is that's another big issue with it, is that yeah, you can just camp the balcony and that will pretty much invalidate his slam. But his slam does travel through objects, which is I guess cool. But yeah,
Not
Romeo
a
I
Sl-
don't
balcony.
know.
Romeo
It's like
Romeo
maybe it's
Drive.
lunchtime.
Yeah, Romeo Drive
past
is the
lunch?
counter.
My little brother asked
But
me about
Romeo
lunchtime.
Romeo Drive is actually the counter to like a lot
A
of
lot of
these slams.
slams.
So that isn't really
Romeo
as big of a
Drive
factor as it may
is
look.
gay. I don't like it.
it's the best
And-
stage ever.
Uh,
It makes the
my
game
closeted homophobia is coming out for that stage.
it offers some diversity. That's what I like about the
You
stage. You know, the
diversity.
gameplay is different. But this is not a stage tier list. We already had those.
Stage is whack. All stages except the box are whack 100% of the time.
No,
Yeah, pretty much.
Geppetto's is great. I know how much Jake loves Geppetto's.
Geppetto's.
Yeah, it's like my favorite stage.
Ugh.
Um,
Geppetto's Workshop.
Geppetto's is like communism but worse.
It's barely legal. I've always said this. That stage is barely legal. I just hope that like we add back mega template or something so that we can have an excuse to get rid of it.
Or what
It
if we
sucks.
just like didn't finish through 10 and then nobody notices, so we just
Hey, you know, your boy is working on getting rid of the cannon and trying to fix the camera angle. Don't you worry, I'm working on it.
Thank you, Hank. Thank you.
Wait, what
Oh,
number are we on again? 6?
5.
Five.
Can you
Oh shit, we are on
Can
5.
you also-
Yeah.
can you also
Grasshopper.
put the fireplace out?
No,
Ow.
fireplace is great.
No, the fire. I like the diversity in it. I mean,
Fireplace
I'm
gives
working on it.
hunting infinite.
Unfortunately, I'm not a god with the modding. It takes some time and it's a lot of trial and error. It's just very time consuming. It's the thing.
It's a
Any
hobby.
idiot with a fucking brain could do it if you have a bit of sense about coding and know how coding works. It just takes so much time. It's all trial and error. The way I do it, at least. And I mean, I got some progress last week or something a bit, but I mean that's all hidden for now. I'm working on quote unquote fixing Romeo Drive, or at least doing some stuff about Romeo Drive. So tune in for that one in the far future when I finally got it done, and I'll make a tourney with it with special rules.
Okay, now let's we should probably finish the number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
I think
50
the
minutes
correct
in and have 5 characters. It's being said.
What is it?
Yeah, we've been talking for 50
Snail.
minutes into a fucking
50 minutes? Alright, I think we might have to do this in 3 parts, and we'll upload
3.
them once a week. We'll do once a
We're
week.
at 5. If we do 6, if we do 7, then 7 and the last one 6, it's probably most of those have already been summed up. It should work.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure we get to 7. But first 5, most of the other 5s I see have already been talked about. Grasshopper, well, Unless you have something to add with Fogger.
Yeah, Fogger. Wait, why the fuck do you have Cyclops at number 6? What the fuck?
No, what?
We'll have that
We'll let
later.
you do
That's
that.
later.
Okay, so you see, we've already talked about Fiona Ogre, okay?
Are you eating a donut?
So we gotta move on. We gotta move on to Cyclops, okay?
Wait,
Yeah,
has everybody
it's
talked about
only
number
6
five?
I'm worried about.
Sons
Has
of-
everybody talked
uh,
about number 5? Hank, have you?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I already did my take on Luna, so I've got nothing more to add
Wait.
about Luna.
Oh, I thought your number 5 was Huff and Puff. I'm not smart.
No, I've got an interesting 6 coming up. But first, the most interesting 6. Let's start off with grasshoppers.
I want to hear this.
Okay, so
Cyclops is number
see.
6 because he's just very thick.
you guys are, yeah, his hitbox is very thick, but you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. But in reality, his slam's very hard to avoid.
I would know.
Oh, random.
I do not actually agree with that.
I have never, ever seen Cyclops' slam outside of a confirm. Ever. So I wouldn't know.
And
That's
even that
for a
business.
reason.
The thing is, it. Oh, let's give Grasshopper his take before I'm gonna do mine.
How is it inescapable? How is it really hard to escape? Tell me.
It's
Tell me.
inescapable. It's basically Fiona Ogre slam, but it's basketball eyeballs or something. Like
The difference is Fiona Ogre has like 1,000,000 projectiles. This guy has 5, and they just bounce around the room.
Yeah, have you been smoking weeds before this, Grasshopper? Like, what are you on about today?
Sorry, I did it last night before I went to bed. So, regardless, just because I smoke weed does not mean I don't have a brain. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
but it
just a
decreases
smaller
it.
brain.
And this is the evidence of it's the scientific experiment. Does weed shrink your brain? And this is the results. But Cyclops at number 6.
We asked 10 patients to make a Shrek Super Slam tier list.
I would pay to see that. We should ask for the Discord server. We should do a weed testing.
You should get a fundraiser and bug some fucking university.
Ghettoversity.
This is the future of science.
Exactly. The future of science, shitty Shrek Super Slam tier lists.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, Grasshopper, can you? All right. How about this? All right. Next time we play, I want, and we're gonna record this too. I want you to try to slam me because I don't think you're gonna be able to do it. Your slam sucks. Hate to break it to you. Cyclops, terrible.
Cyclops
Not a good slam. You have to confirm it, and we're not even talking about confirms. So yeah, bad slam.
Gay. Rainbow pill.
I think you guys are in denial. You're in denial,
Okay, what makes his slam so good?
it's hard to avoid. And
How's it hard to
if you
avoid?
Avoid it. That is not hard to avoid. Proven wrong.
you just gotta move around with the character as you're throwing out the eyeballs, and you gotta corner your opponent.
Alright,
What
well,
movement? You don't have a air dash.
let's explain this being in C tier. Or this
It's
being in
still
D tier.
random as fuck.
Or
It doesn't matter
What?
how good you are. It still just goes all over the place.
Well, I mean, it travels diagonally, and Fiona Ogre's is just well, here's the thing: the eyeballs travel in multiple directions. Fiona Ogre's only travels in one, so that's a limitation on Fiona Ogre's part. The Cyclops,
she
the
can turn
eyeballs
around.
You could turn around.
Okay, big deal, but what if you end up behind? What if you end up behind her?
Then
You're
she just
Then she
turns
turns around.
She wasted it. She
No.
wasted it.
The thing is,
It happens.
I had Cyclops at that tier as well, at first, and then I realized how fucking random it is with the eyeballs. That they even go off the map. They're just gone. Like, you could literally just throw all of your eyeballs, get an unlucky bounce, and all 5 of them off the map, and you're just like, well, fuck me, I guess.
I honestly do
it
not
is
think
so
it's that
good
hard.
and so bad at the same time because of the randomness. That's why I wouldn't even know how to place it. If it goes perfect every time and you know how to bounce them like an inhuman being, perfectly where you want them and know how they don't bounce out, yeah, that could be wherever you want it. But since we are only mere mortals and don't know how to
Yeah.
do it
Since
perfectly,
we're Shrek
we will not
Superslam
have it high.
players.
Yeah, and that's really it. Honestly, all right, you might have a little bit more of an argument if like you could do bounces perfectly, but I don't think anybody will because I don't think anybody cares that much about trying to learn Cyclops eyeball bounces. So hate to break it
Well,
to
they
you,
sh-
but I don't
well,
think it's practically that high.
they should care. They should care.
You know what? Be the innovator, Grasshopper. Be the innovator.
Just
Try
I
and
think
get
we can
your
all
fucking
agree that
Cyclops function.
this placement is not just bad, it's wrong. It's just
It is
straight
so
up
wrong.
wrong.
That's heresy.
Your opinion is wrong. Here's why.
You guys are. Why would you guys submit to such heresy?
Number one, you're a bad person, and everything you say is bad.
Look, I'll give you credit. I think a task could probably get the slam every time and it would be inescapable. However, we are not at that level. So therefore,
But-
trash slam.
Okay, but
Not
what if
good.
someone were to test avoid it, dumbass?
Yep,
Boo.
exactly. If a task did it against us, we wouldn't escape it. That just won't happen. But
Well, actually, if
what
a
happened?
test this did it against us, it would have pre-programmed movements, so we could just learn the movements and then counter them.
no, even then, I don't think it would be escapable. Because you get bounces that cover you get bounces that cover every movement option. Because I do think that could actually be possible.
Perhaps.
True. Okay,
Okay,
well,
well,
let's move on
you
to
do
some
make
other sixes.
Yeah, actually good sixes.
Some fucking
So
Jake
I think
sixes
Jake and I both agree on the same six here. Oh, we all agree on the same six.
Yeah, we
Wow.
all agree on the same six because this
Hufflepuff
slam is
fucking
good.
sucks.
No,
Why did you
no,
put it at six
that is
then?
wrong. It's not correct.
because you said Cyclops sucks, I'm gonna agree with Small Child.
Base.
That's what you got.
Or
No.
yeah.
No. This character is good. It's just nobody believes me.
Hufflepuff Slam is actually pretty damn good.
It is
Yeah, his
really
slime
good,
is-
but it's also so simple to get away from in a way. You just need to go up in theory. After
That is
after you
true.
did a suck and he didn't get you, yeah, you're not getting anyone. You need to
Yeah,
get him at the
Yeah, but
first
if you're
bit and
within
the rest,
range of the suck, then it just hits.
Yeah.
and it goes
alright,
fast.
so if you're
It's
talking
an
about
incredible
confirmed,
ground control slam. If you can get them, if you
If-
can actually get them to be on the ground, then yeah, like it's just.
if you're talking about confirms, this is arguably one of the best slams in the game because it covers roll away, and that's like what you're gonna do when you mash out. But and it has a really deceptively long range for the suck part, which is very handy.
It
Yeah.
is literally impossible if you get sucked up, right? There's no way. If you get stuck in
No,
it, stuck
no
in
escape.
it,
No
Exactly.
escape. You're gonna die.
No one escapes
You're gonna
death.
die. Yeah, it's really good at that. Its biggest counter is just going up, but it's got such a deceptively large range that if you land, he will get you
Dead.
because he also has the crumpet dash and stuff that goes like half the stage. So
Yeah.
that is partially true against okay players. You've seen it with who was it again? Provider trying to prove you wrong. Or Gnomia, or I think it was Provider that was like, you cannot hit your slam, and you missed all four of them, right, on him?
yeah,
Yeah, like I
Get
mean,
fucked.
there is some counterplay to it, a bit of baiting, since I mean,
Yeah,
you're
there's
stuck in an
baiting.
animation forever. Like if you don't get it the first second, if you don't get him in the first stock, you're just fucked. The thing is, afterwards, like you can't get easily grabbed out of it, since you could literally spin in circles and they just can't get near you. They have to respect you and keep their distance. Like you put on a lot of pressure with your slam.
Mhm.
yep. And even like the end lag, like you can't grab him out of it. He can escape with like a crumpet dash or something, which
Exactly.
makes his slam and neutral actually very good.
Let's just say
Um,
it's the best time staller. Let's say you're in the lead, you have slam, and there's like 30 seconds left on the clock. Just hit your slam.
Mash.
You will spend those 30 seconds to still have the most slam at the end.
Yep, probably.
It's-
Or you could just crumpet dash away because he's like super good at running away. But, you know,
True, but it's not about game. Like this is slam wise. I think it's the best
Yeah, that's-
time stalling one.
probably, actually, you could be right there. Yeah, it's a good slam. It's just limited vertically, but besides that, oh, and also the yab actually looks like really funny
Yeah.
because because like he blows upwards, but like the hitbox is still normal, so it looks kind of funny, you know.
So you're saying competitive advantage by yabbing with the Huff?
I mean, it just looks weird. Like it honestly, that probably would be an advantage because most opponents don't know how long it goes, and so that actually would be an advantage because you're testing their hitbox knowledge.
And yeah, and after this point, all of our tier lists become completely different outside of the objectively incorrect placements here. If
Yeah, this is the last one for this
yeah,
video.
look
Already.
at,
It's
number
number
7. We all have completely different number 7s.
True, but it's still stuff that has already almost been in the tier list. It's not that much new stuff. It's still a bit of placement.
Yeah, we've already seen Charming. We've already seen Pinocchio. We've already seen. Hold on. Oh wait, no, you're Charming
Charming.
too.
Charming.
Okay, and then
We haven't seen
wait, why is
Gingerbread Man.
Anthrax? Wait, hold on. Oh yeah,
This
Anthrax
is
8.
Ogre.
Yeah. Oh, your 7 is Fogger. So
Yeah,
we've
so
already
Yeah.
looked at these
we
numbers.
have almost nothing new. I mean, just a bit of explanation, I guess.
Yep.
Like, why do you think Fogger is so low? Since you still play her yourself, because of like you said, being unpredictable.
Romeo
So
Drive.
yeah, it's actually it's much harder to control than it looks, and it can be very inconsistent sometimes, and it has very slow startup. It has very slow startup, like compared to everything else above it. Everything else above it has way faster startup than Fogger Slam, but it's still a good slam. Like it covers so much distance and everything, and it'll trap the opponent on the box. But Geppetto's and Romeo, that is a different story. That will
Geppetto's is small enough, right? I mean, Geppetto's
no,
is
but
still
there are throwables everywhere, and the throwables will interrupt the music notes.
Well, yeah, but like
True.
Geppetto's and Romeo should like not be legal ever. So like, yeah.
No, I can see why they're legal. We might as well have as many legal stages as we can.
Exactly.
Just a total of 3.
Well, I'm
But,
working on the Hizzle as well, and making minecart, or what is it, minecart work. I'm
Yeah.
trying to add some more, but I have a bit much on my shoulders at the moment, and not a lot of time since I'm got a new job.
Shrek
Well,
Super
sorry, I
Slam should never be anybody's top priority. That's my motto.
Should just stop working and
Brawl is a
become
higher
a full.
priority than Shrek Super Slam.
That is
Yeah.
a very good statement.
It shouldn't
And
though. Like
Brawl.
this community is so I don't know, so into the game and so tight and
No,
fun.
we're not into the game at all.
We're not at
Well, we
all.
hate the game, but on the other hand, we also love it.
No, we don't. We don't.
Yeah,
love it.
that's very true actually.
We don't love this game. We
This game's
No,
like a
I
McDonald's meal.
have a special place for this game in my heart, even though it's
Scrub.
just awful.
Hey, Scrub. Stop fucking. Stop. Hey. Or Scrub.
What? What are you on about?
Hey, Scrub. Why don't you come back on your main account, bitch? Stop being a pussy.
How do you know it's Scrub? You have no evidence.
Exactly.
He is 100% the Scrub. There's no way.
Same
Has
profile.
Kay ever said that she's Scrub?
Doesn't fucking matter. She's
Well,
Scrub.
I have a feeling it might be Scrub.
Bro,
the-
her region is Antarctica. She hates the game without even playing it. Supposedly.
Some people are Antarctican.
Yeah, like what the hell? Just because we don't have Italians doesn't mean we won't have Antarcticans.
Bro,
Yeah, exactly.
There's way more people in Antarctica than in Italy.
Basically.
This makes sense.
Wait, Italy's not too far from Antarctica, really?
It's
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
like
they're
they're like
right next
neighboring
door, remember?
countries.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You
Yeah,
learn
you know.
something new every day, Grasshopper. You should really come over once. Like you could literally, eat some pizza, and like within 10 minutes you could see polar bears at the same time. It's actually really close.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
polar bears.
You wonder
Other
if
polar
Scrub
bears
is
in Antarctica?
Italian.
Maybe.
I'm
who
sure Scrub
knows?
is American.
Well, but
Yeah,
she
she's-
could have been originally from Italy. I mean, I'm from Australia, but I live
You're
here.
from where?
Australia. I have an accent and everything. I
You're
can
from-
talk in the rest of the podcast with the accent.
No fuck.
Oh my
no,
god,
fuck
that is
you.
so awful. My ears.
It's really
My
weird, right?
ears.
You're from Upside Down Lands?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That sounds even worse.
It's yeah. The issue is I can't actually keep it up very much because I can only keep it up when there's other Australians because otherwise I just talk in American because I always talk in American to you guys, so it doesn't like I can't keep this up all the time.
That's so weird. It's like a whole different person.
I
God
can't
damn
get
it.
used to that.
Australians, no.
Right. I guess we could also put Jake exposed into the video title now. It's clickbait. What the hell is this?
Yeah, just a little bit of a Jake Paul 69 fun fact.
Jake Pauler, 69. You.
Well, you guys maybe didn't know this either, but I'm originally from the Netherlands. Even though I have an American accent, you know.
American. You may
I'm
not
actually
know
from
this,
the
but I'm
Netherlands.
actually from budget Germany.
All right. Okay.
From
I would
Dollarama.
say it's better Germany. We've had more contributions to Shrek from the Netherlands than we have from Germany. Am I right, guys?
No. You guys got a lot of lag and DQs and headaches from Germany.
What is it with Europe being the most popular country for Shrek Superslam and the US is kind of meh?
I don't know. We just
because
None of them.
Europe is bad and Shrek Super Slam is also bad.
We have more people in Europe than you guys in America.
actually,
I'm just guessing this.
You see, in America, it's actually against the
that might be
law
true.
to play Shrek Super Slam.
that might be true, but I'm not actually very sure about that because we have like 300 million people in America. It's quite a lot.
Okay, let's see. Are there more people in Europe than...
We're seeing.
This is so far off topic.
Okay, but we're the same size. Europe only being slightly bigger than the US. Europe has a population of 510 million people.
Yeah, well, yeah, that just means you have less
that
population
explains it.
density. Get fucked, Europe.
Wait,
I think you guys are actually much smaller. I think you guys are like the size of Australia or something.
I think they're bigger
No.
than Australia.
we're way bigger than Australia.
Look it up.
If you would include Russia.
That's like Texans saying that Texas is bigger than California.
Actually, aren't they like really close in size?
They are pretty close in size.
We're getting a bit off
exactly.
topic here. Let's wrap this up.
Alright,
Somebody
everybody
says
else
this
is
game
number
is
sevens.
fucking terrible.
Now everyone else is number sevens. We gotta like go through them real
Yeah.
quick. Add any extra comments? Why they're below the person that they are. That's a good way of putting it.
Oh yeah. I mean, you already said why. I think Hufflepuff is below Fogger because I've only seen Hufflepuff
That's your number
like
6.
twice ever. So
That's your number 6. Go for
We're
your
at
number
7 now. Now you gotta explain why you put my boy.
number 7 is Pinocchio.
Why did you do my boy dirty like that?
All right, literally because Pinocchio is like just Pinocchio is it's like if you were better.
What?
Pretty much.
How does that even make sense?
That's a good observation.
Okay, so basically, like, Pinocchio has a bunch of burst speed and stuff. And, like, Pinocchio can move around, but he can't move around nearly as much as you. He doesn't have nearly the same coverage as you two. What? Oh. Yeah, like these two have a lot of coverage. Like, these two will just you up for being anywhere near them at all. This character, you can kind of you can actually run away, especially on like these three characters these two are kind of the if you're on Romeo Drive get these because these two characters are bad on Romeo Drive because I don't know because I don't know.
Look, I still
His is bad on
disagree.
Romeo too.
Yeah, his is pretty bad on Romeo.
His is arguably worse on Romeo.
Yeah, then like
It's still better than Pinocchio.
Is there any character that can do well on Romeo? Like, I mean, it's
At the
a
top
shitty
three?
argument.
you.
Yeah,
No, like Red Riding Hood also struggles since you could just camp, in theory, camp on a balcony and not get sucked in.
and then she throws you into it.
Luna Drunky.
Luna-
Luna Drunky.
Yeah. Luna, Dronky, and Fiona, in my
Mm.
opinion, are like the only people that can actually do something. In
And,
Anthrax.
Okay, well that
Anthrax
means
as
it's
well.
pretty limited.
yeah.
Anthrax isn't bad on Romeo. There's someone else. I can't remember who. Someone else. Humpty. Humpty actually can
Oh, yeah,
do kind of
Humpty.
well on Romeo.
Can you make it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah.
He can. The Humpty Slam is really hard, but we'll get into that another time.
Yeah,
True.
and then Han, so why is Charming below Puff? Actually, wait, no, I have.
Because I mean, no, I don't have that much experience with charming anyway. You know, I mean, I played against him every now and then. It was just when I don't know Gnomeo picks him or Grasshopper in a match. I mean, they're fast. I have to say. I mean, they cover a lot of space, but still, you could kind of see them coming. You could kind of escape them. They kind of home at you, but you could also dash out of them at the right moments. I mean, I gotta say it has a few flaws. That's why it's a bit lower than others. I mean, more flaws
now,
than
now we're
the
getting
others.
to a
It's
point
still,
where we just don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
it's a good
Yes, we do.
slam. It's still a good slam. I'm not gonna say it's bad. That's why it's an A tier. But it's just not as good as the others above it, in my opinion. It's still just a really good slam, and it's consistent, is what I have to say. That's why it's also pretty high. I could put it higher in my opinion. I haven't played much with him. It's mostly that I don't have too much experience with it. And when I try to escape it, I'm like, okay, damn, it's good. The first one you can escape decently good, but at some point you run out of jumps and you fall into the second one, since they could do it so consecutively fast after each other. So I mean, I don't have much practice with him. Also, that's why I couldn't accurately put him somewhere, but still think it's in the right spot there.
Yeah. Either way, we're all just objectively incorrect.
Exactly.
First, what are you talking about?
True.
I think that covers it with our top
Jake,
7, right?
you put Gingy in C tier below Humpty.
Yep. I
No,
did.
that's for later.
Yeah, that's for later. But I'm right. I'm right about that.
All right, I guess we'll see that in 2 weeks. Thank you guys
See you
for
in 2
watching
weeks. I
the
thought we were doing this once
podcast.
every week because we're doing 3 parts.
Bro, why do you have Donkey in B tier?
I'm telling you, I'm right. You guys just don't know
Good.
it.
Okay, we'll see that. We'll see it in a few weeks. See you guys then.
See you guys. See you dumb motherfuckers. In like a week, I guess.